He's missing out all the good parties.
Together with all the other Eidolons, they share stories.
Well, not really, because
They're all bros.
where Sikari comes from is for Tristan to say, and to Tristan to find out.
Right, but he's made his own sort of world of everything, you know? Since you made him. It's like a closet whenever a wizard ends up making him by wanting a familiar, right?
By the way, I have
Not-
noticed if Sikari really gets that bored, he can go to sleep, nothing stops him.
Well, not really. I asked Jonas where Sikari's from, and he said wherever Tristan says he's from.
It's a creation, like, the thing shouldn't need to sleep anyway, it's an Eidolon.
No, it just sits there.
It doesn't need to, but it can.
It's like, yeah, like a demon can. That's nice.
By the way, Zyn cut off the end of the rope with the bike mark on it and is carrying that with him.
Sure. So it has like an amulet now. Just like
Matches it up to all the sharp rocks.
Yeah.
I love it. Like every time he looks at the boulder.
Every time he looks at Sikari.
It's cool.
And the next day, he'll basically ask Tristan to have Zakari bite on a
Hey.
undamaged rope.
Well, we're not through this night yet. You calm the fuck down,
Okay.
sheep.
I'm calming down. I'm actually asleep, sorry.
That's right. No, you might not be asleep. You might voluntarily take fatigue as he just lays there on like a bedroll and just stares at the rope.
Well, when Tristan and Rain talks, it's whisper in the chat or it's Skype. So.
Okay.
Whisper in the dark.
So.
That's cool story, bro.
So we have been talking during the night.
Okay, cool story.
You just can't see it.
Whatever. I've already described my sleeping situation to Jonas basically ever since I think we settled down into Fasterfold for the first time. How elaborate and crazy that.
I don't know, Jonas. If you want to be part of the conversation, we can surely add you.
Oh, you decide what you want. All right. The night falls and you go to sleep, resting. Alauneari is surrounded by zombie overseer and zombie Eleanor and Gecko.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much. Just those will keep watch because that's the only thing they can do.
Sure.
It's like, what's their sort of order stance that you've given to these mindless creatures?
Protect her.
Okay.
If anything comes to her, they will attack it.
Alright.
It's pretty broad, but she doesn't think her siblings come and begin shaking her or something.
Right.
Okay.
You need a monster centipede, Manaki. That's what you need.
Oh yeah. But we haven't really found one yet, and I don't think I could. Don't have enough levels to.
Damn.
For that sort of thing.
Rilinid
Can't make anything more now.
suddenly becomes aware of a faint jingle of bells.
Like reflexive fire of the crossbow bolt, it's aimed at the fucking door. The glue paper's all spread out in front of the funeral shroud wrapped over that angry face. He's been waiting for this his entire life.
Yes. Well, seeming to bolt right up in exactly as you described, Rilinid sees that his favorite orc minion, slave thing, seems to have moved and seems to be sort of, looking at him with big eyes and sort of looking around.
Oh, absolutely not. That's like a glower. That's like an immediate drawing of the longsword, and that's just sitting on the bedroll, waiting for the good answer here.
She blinks and says, she did speak Undercommon, right?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she then speaks in her, gruff Undercommon. I thought I heard something. She sort of, careens her eyes sort of, back, behind her, basically, behind the tent flap.
Rilinid rotates his head 2 degrees, to look at the back. Still the glorious stink eye right on the slave.
Yeah, there is certainly a there, the tent flap is certainly there. He doesn't really see anything.
Rilinid rotates his head 2 degrees in the other direction. You heard something.
She nods. I think so. I tried to turn around and see what it was, but she looks at the the bonds and the bells and
And the glue paper.
the glue paper.
Rilinid will sigh. He'll stand up, keeping his focus mostly on Shell, and go retrieve the crossbow bolt that has now stuck itself to the side of the fucking tent. Basically where the entrance is, so it's now stuck in the tent flap.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to sew that back up later with the fucking sewing kit.
They just sort of
I'm gonna go back to the bedroll, sit down, reload the crossbow.
Alright, I'm feeling in a good enough mood. We'll try this again. You, head on ground, eyes closed. Don't do that again.
Shell nods.
Rilinid now clenches his teeth and will begin the process of not going to sleep, just sitting up in the bedroll now. Looking left, looking right.
All right.
Well, they hear all this commotion.
No, it's he's sort of settled a bit further away. You might hear some whispering hissing coming from in there, but it sort of settles down.
I was thinking like the crossbow bolt.
Yeah, you might see a crossbow bolt, in the flap, but
It's nothing unusual.
like every time Rilinid wakes up, that's not happening. So, but yeah, the night passes. Now then, the following morning. Zyn had something to do?
Yes. Then, having conserved the bite mark on the old rope, will come to Tristan with another piece of rope and say, please have Zakari bite this rope
She looks
for
at
me.
Zakari. Are you up for biting a rope?
Zakari just glares. You get the feeling that Zakari is, he's fine with biting anything.
She looks at Zyn. Sure.
Then will present Zakari with the rope and
You're gonna have
bite.
a tug of war then?
Not exactly. I want him to bite through the rope.
All right. Zakari tears into the rope with his teeth, biting and chewing on it, and a short while later it snaps.
Do the bite marks on the 2 different pieces of rope look similar?
Well, let's see here. Make a survival check.
Sure. Can I take 20 to take a really good look?
I mean, sure.
Okay, you will spend 10,
Basically,
20 minutes to...
Yeah, you go back
analyze.
to place, spend hours looking at the ropes and pieces,
Well, and then Rain and
Montage.
Tristan can finish their talk in peace.
oh, the whole body, you say?
Other time we can assume the talk we're having currently in Skype is, it was happening in the middle of the night.
To Zyn's mind, after very carefully, okay, they seem similar, although Zakari's teeth seem to produce a more like the teeth seems bigger, like more powerful, so to speak.
Yes, I've come to the conclusion that this rope was bitten by a tiny Zakari. What?
Yes, clearly Tristan used reduced person on Sakari.
Then will keep his findings to himself.
All right.
She doesn't have reduced person.
Well, Let us travel on.
All right, you travel on.
Does Zyn share his glorious findings with the rest of the group? Clearly, this was bidden by a tiny Sakari.
No, unless someone specifically asks.
There is no question.
You know, Rilinid is interested about the matter with, you know, the rope. You know, what has Zyn, Zyn's so knowledgeable about these underground things. Not really, but fairly knowledgeable, whether he's deduced what could possibly move and act this way.
Well, look at this mark right here. It's the same as on the other one, but smaller. And he will basically explain everything he has found out in his hours of staring at rope.
So this is going to be digested, and then Rilinid's gonna turn his genius fucking intellect head, like, half seriously. So what, you're telling me there's like some sort of little tiny thing with feral bites that induces madness and maybe even body snatches people?
Then looks at Rilinid, apparently looking for a response.
Actually,
shrugs.
I'm gonna fucking swivel my head to the DM. I don't like that question I just made.
Evil fairy dragon.
DM, is there like a little tiny things with sharp teeth that cause madness and body snatch?
That is a good question, isn't it? You can make a dungeoneering check.
All right. Very nervously.
Yeah, Zyn will assist with his basic knowledge of dungeoneering.
Fuck you.
That's a 37 then.
Well, thinking this between the two of you, perhaps you too don't really like sort of with these questions lead you. But says in his meticulous paranoia, having studied this, it poses the question to Rilinid. Rilinid thinks a bit, asks something back, and you start this sort of conversation back and forth, trying to, unravel this mystery, as it were. And, well, let's see here.
I don't like where this is going. Fucking murder mystery.
And cleaning up its blood.
Yes. Oh, that's the ancient, abomination which leaves pools of blood everywhere it goes, and they just evaporate. But it's so tiny and small, and it feeds upon dreams. Oh, yes, I must talk with this. I love it.
Yeah. There is a few possibilities to your mind, now that you actually think of it. But the one that strikes you the most likely, given what you've seen so far, I will post it secretly in Skype to Grimith and Sheep.
Next thing that happens is Rilinid comes running to Alauneari, pale. We need to get away. Away.
Oh, that moment, I think that's a good time for me to change my pants.
Because now it's really necessary. Well, that's disconcerting.
Well, checking rope or not, Alauneari will want to continue. Nothing interesting here.
You can certainly press on.
Okay.
Well, that's disturbing.
No one else wants anything.
I want to go home.
What was that?
No more soda
Nothing.
stuff. We're good. New pants on. Yes.
Let's continue.
So Jonas, I would ask this question. I personally know a lot about those. Would
Yep.
my character know what's in common knowledge about those, or like?
I posted to Skype basically the common knowledge you would know about them.
All right. Well, in that case, that's going to be a look between Zyn whenever we both utter that of.
Well then, No, it could be worse. No, it couldn't be.
So, any suggestions on what we do?
We need to find a way to find these, to identify them.
Let's put on your thinking hat, shall you?
All right, you and I will talk about that, Seven Sheep.
Yes, we will.
The party travels on then?
Yes.
Okay. And I think we will take a 5-minute break here.
Sure.
As the party keeps traveling down the tunnel.
I'll be right back then.
Alright, 5-minute break.
Did everyone leave?
I'm plotting with Grimith.
I'm plotting with Tine.
I'm plotting with Dark.
Hello, marvelous DM.
Hello.
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 Oh. You have been invited to party. You attend this now.
Comparato fighto.
Setaibogyo.
Completo.
Very honorable.
Snuggly still. Sorry. Forgot to mute.
I am disgusted by what I hear. So what's up with DDS? Nothing? Silence?
Who knows?
Sorry, having to come conversations at the same time. I gotta go for a sec.
Oh. Hey, sheep.
Hello, Jonas. How are you?
How's it going?
It's going great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Happy
No.
with the current situation?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Could be worse. There could be like 3 dragons eating us right now. That would be worse.
That would be worse.
I want my mommy, but she's dead, you know.
Uh-oh. Well, necromancy has a bad rap, but I would think, they just need a new slogan. Necromancy, meet your old friends and family.
The honest Rilinid's discount. That's how it should go.
Yeah, honest real discount necromancy. I don't want to employ that, I think.
Discount loved ones.
How's everyone doing? Are you still waiting for anyone? Was I the last one back?
Okay, back.
Let me take a look at that spell sheep.
Whew. All right.
Does Zyn have the correct deity for that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Is everyone back?
I
Yeah.
am.
I think so.
I'm back.
Then let's go. Yes, Zyn can certainly do that. Does it do it openly?
No.
Okay. Well, he does as you said, and I'll just type this to you.
Sheep, I think Zyn should move into Rilinid's large tent. There's plenty of room in there.
The coming nights, Zyn will join Rae'nkalar and Trislan and not sleep, but he will,
Really?
of course, He can, of course, occasionally visit you and talk about things.
I think you should go to Rilinid.
I think Zyn is presenting it as an option if he's going to stay awake permanently. He doesn't have to go. He'll just be there forever.
Yes, always, eternal.
With those paranoid eyes that are all-seeing. And as a matter of fact, once Zyn says that he's going to do this, Rilinid will actually, since some of Zyn's money was used to get this anyway, hand Zyn the funeral shroud and tell him to wear it.
Then we'll look rather confused and more than slightly disgusted, but seeing what Rilinid can do with it, he certainly likes the ability to do so.
Since you can
And will
possibly,
accept.
since you're possibly going to wake forever, Zyn is the best choice out of, certainly better than those noobs sitting outside.
Alright, so Zyn takes the funeral shroud.
Yes.
Okay.
This only leaves like Rilinid even like more paranoid. He's like sitting in the tent. You know, crossbow in like one hand, like the long swords at the other. Like double checks like the rope around Shell, the bell net, the
Adds extra bells.
the glue paper, you know.
Damn glue paper.
You know, he's got like all of his like random knickknacks and items, like all of the soap just like scattered around like a perimeter right inside. Glass cutter, flint and steel, false bottom cup, you go here. Oh shit.
Alright, yes, the night passes. With no further incident
Yay.
that you're aware of. And the party presses on.
Rilinid will be taking his funeral shroud back when he wakes up.
Sure.
Sure.
The party presses on, along the northern route. Half the day in traveling, as you're still paranoid, being paranoid, looking at every direction, supposedly, you do notice that the path suddenly splits. The tunnel heads off to the right and to the left.
Clearly, we should split up.
Is the right pathing branch a bit still wider? Is it just as wide, or is it narrow?
It is just as wide.
Alright, this might be the path to the Lake Assault, then.
Yeah. Do we want to go there?
I don't think so. I suppose we can visit it, but I mean...
It would just kind of be a detour.
I mean, I guess we are really kind of rambling around in here anyway. I guess we can make a pit stop there, see what's happening. It is a Lake Assault, apparently.
Yeah.
See what's happening
Yeah,
there.
let's go look at the Lake of Salt.
Alright, you go east.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly.
Salty
That way
salty.
all of our bodies can be pushed into it, you know.
Alright, you travel towards the salty lake. Oops.
Yay.
Here we go. As you approach the salty lake, those of you who are arcane magic users, which would be Tristan and Rilinid, you do feel when you approach here as if the very air is sort of charged with energy. As you get closer here, it is as if the magical ley lines or whatever seem to be crossing over this region, and it feels to your skin like a prickling, like you're having like a goosebumps basically as you walk in here. Yeah, the whole area seems to just be like supercharged with magical energy. This gets stronger and stronger the further you travel east.
Is it a good feeling or bad feeling? Because goosebumps can be either good or
It
bad.
is goosebumps.
Yeah, but they can...
Oh, whether they're good or bad.
Okay.
not disconcerting or anything. Is there like any sort of mechanical effect on like spellcasting? Do I feel like it's gonna overwhelm me with wild magic or what?
You get the feeling that if you were to try to cast your spells, there might be too much powers of rushing through you. You get the feeling it depends on what school of spell you would try to weave, possibly. So the magical energy is responding to certain types of magic. Presumably, sort of rushing in when the correct
I see.
school is cast.
Okay. Is it possible to identify the school with a spellcraft check?
You can try. It will probably take a while. You sort of need to, do a little test and stuff. But you can make a spellcraft check.
Well, if we're gonna be like walking down here for a while, then
Yeah.
might as well go ahead and make one. Spellcraft 29. The roll is 16.
Rilinid would guess that the energies seem to be water, have water affinity. Any spell doing anything with water might be affected strangely here.
Rilinid will mention this as it comes to his mind that those of divinity pursuits like Alauneari have the ability to summon water. That should she attempt to do so as we're approaching closer and closer, your spell might be adversely affected. I'm not exactly sure how.
Alauneari seems to be a little confused by this. She can't really feel anything that would suggest her magic wouldn't work. She's okay with testing it out. I'll just stop up and go here and sort of say there's a wait. She'll test the thing.
Indeed. She cast Great Water, I guess.
A plump like a pool of water over there.